When you think about a large complex organization like a municipal government, there's some inherent complexity that builds up over time. We have 28 departments that manage 54 lines of business in the city of Seattle. And over the past 15 years, we've developed about 1,200 enterprise applications. And while we're thinking forward towards the future about how we can make that simpler and make those systems talk to each other, the state we're in today is that we do silo information and we silo data and resources in a way that doesn't unlock the valuable insight that would help our government operate more efficiently. Well, when we look at Mayor Ed Murray and when he came to office about 18 months ago, he outlined a vision for the city, and that's that our city should be affordable, safe, vibrant, connected, and innovative. And when you think about each of those things, data and technology underlie all of them. To be affordable, we need to understand the cost of living in the city and how factors around growth contribute to that affordability. For public safety, we're learning as a country that to understand what the police departments and fire departments are doing, you have to have accountability. You have to be able to see what the 911 information and crime data and officer performance data shows. So within the city, we recognize that we have to be better about the data we collect and be smarter about how we use it to manage performance. Last year, the mayor made a commitment to the public to become more accountable on how city government performs. And that's when we launched the Performance Seattle platform at performance.seattle.gov. And now anyone in the public or anyone online can go to our city website and see very detailed information about how crime is trending, about how the performance of government utilities is trending. And they can also get information that puts that information in context so that they understand what the mayor and the city are trying to do to improve those metrics. And if people still want more information, they can go to data.seattle.gov and drill in and analyze the data themselves. As we continue to grow our transparency in the city, we recognize there's still more information to make available, and not just to put data online, but to help our public access the tools for interpreting that information. So recently, our Department of Transportation launched its capital project site, where the public can see how DOT is spending money and how those projects are progressing, how their budget is doing, how construction is turning out. And that's been leveraging the new Socrata Capital Projects module. And we've had very good feedback on that site. It's been really interesting, the types of questions and interest we get from the public when we share data. We're very fortunate to have a very active Code for America brigade called Open Seattle that counts more than 1,400 members and has hack nights twice a month at least, where they help envision really cool solutions that we would just never think about in the city. And my favorite example of what the power of this community can do happened last year when the Department of Transportation came to my department and said, you know, we've got all this construction happening in the city and we're trying to be more engaged with the public, and how can we use technology to do that? And we thought about the standard kinds of things. Oh, you can make a website, you can create a blast email list. But we thought, you know, we have a lot of data that's being generated by this program, by permit data, by construction schedules. You know, how can we use that to do something really innovative to solve our traffic and congestion issues? And so we went out to the community. We engaged that civic tech community, our downtown businesses, our devs who work at our high-tech companies around the region, and we asked the question, you know, how would you solve our transportation challenges, and what data would you need to implement those solutions? And the results were fantastic. Based on those conversations, we were able to work with 6 regional governments to pull together 150 new data sets that had never been made public before. And then using Socrata's community platform, we put those online and held a hackathon where we had about 140 developers come together for 50 hours and code some really cool solutions. In fact, by the end of the weekend, we had 14 new technology solutions, some apps, some visualizations, some algorithms, all focused on how to make Seattle a better place to live by managing our traffic better and encouraging people to try new forms of transportation. A city like Seattle that is a high-tech hub for our country, we have an incredible amount of talent. We draw tens of thousands of new employees to companies like Microsoft and Amazon and the Boeings and countless startups every year. What's very impressive is when we do see people come into the government and want to experience that mission-driven service. It's something I talk a lot about with my team, where within the city we have 750 IT professionals. And for them to choose government service when 6 blocks down the street is Amazon's headquarters, that says something a lot about what drives them. And over the past year, we have seen some really great hires in the city from Microsoft and Amazon and other tech companies. And it's that perspective that they bring that can deliver a lot of innovation and a lot of change in our city.